Before I begin this video, I just want to say a huge thanks to the EA Creator Network for setting up this event and making this video possible. Yo, what's up guys? A massive welcome back to the channel. Keeping it short for this, because I know you guys want to see the gameplay and hear what I have to say, but I'm live right now on Twitch, so if you do want to come hang out, the link is in the description below. Okay, starting things out. This is my overall experience from the perspective of an infantry player, and I'm just going to say it. The beta is really good and it's super fun. Now I'm not saying that it's all unicorns and rainbows, it definitely has its flaws and issues, but for the amount of time I've played it was extremely fun. I do have some pros and cons that I want to list off here, but I'll get to that in a minute. It's just super refreshing to have a modern shooter that we can play rather than the World War styled stuff we have received in the past few years. In terms of performance, I was pretty impressed and didn't have any FPS issues or stuttering at all, playing fully low settings at 1440p with a 10900K and 3080. Again, this is my experience with some high-end hardware, so this could vary from PC to PC, but I did hear that other people are having some issues with mouse input and frame rate, but I can't really speak on that. Here I have a list of pros and cons and how I actually felt about specific aspects of the beta. So for the pros, there was good visibility, we were able to see things at range, and people didn't seem to blend in even when the map went to the stormy variant, so that was pretty good. Weapon sights and reticles are clean. The reticle didn't seem to jump around as much compared to Battlefield 5. Orbital didn't actually feel that big all the time. There were plenty of things going on around the map, plenty of vehicles and plenty of players to keep you occupied, and the only time it felt really big was when you had the majority of the cap and you had to move from point to point, which adds on to my next point, which is on-command transport. I forgot to do it a lot of the time, but it actually helped to take away the massive map and like can't find anyone feeling, because you can just call in the transport whenever you want, wherever you want, and it's actually very convenient, so I really like that. I also really like the movement options, being able to sprint and like tactical sprint like Modern Warfare, slide. You can also jump or ADS. It's really good for getting around the map, and you can outplay a lot of people sometimes just based on your movement, so it's really helpful. And for the last two things, I wasn't dying to vehicles every 2 seconds, which was actually a really good feeling. You can actually avoid a lot of them by just rotating around the map properly and stuff. And the plus system, it gives you so much versatility. You can make any gun favor any situation by just changing the attachments to close or long range depending on what situation you're in, so it's amazing. And now for the cons. So the main issue I had was the infantry settings, and the aiming and like controller settings were all pretty weird from what I heard. It was really difficult to dial in what you were used to and like what you usually use on other Battlefield games, because the scale and the sliders were a bit off, or they were using a different system that we didn't really understand. But we did have confirmation that these would be changing in the full release of the game, and they were just placeholders for the beta. We also had an issue with some engagements, like gunfights felt pretty strange. You could beam people sometimes, and then other times it kind of felt like you were on high ping, or like 100 ping, if you know what that feels like. Just like some shots weren't registering. And I'm not sure if that's something to do with the way the recoil works on the guns, or if it was server related, but that's just how it was. We also had the scout heli was extremely strong. I'm not sure how many rockets it takes to shoot it down, but it had crazy agility, and the pods were way stronger than the attack heli pods, so that's something to watch out for. Another negative was that the animations of like using gadgets and moving from different stances like sliding, jumping, and being prone felt clunky and jittery. It'd be much nicer if these were like ironed out, made a bit smoother later down the line. It was a bit deceiving and actually hard to watch yourself change stance. And lastly, there was some sort of UI issue with your loadouts and the guns. Sometimes you couldn't pick anything on your first life, and some of the weapons like the AK couldn't keep the attachments on them, like so every death you had to reset the attachments through the plus system on the AK because they were just bugged. But it was pretty annoying. Sometimes on the kill feed, like people would double up or triple up sometimes as well, so it's just the small things. It wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, to summarize, my experience on the game was super positive, as you can tell. I think there are just minor issues and weird things going on that make the beta just a fun but strange experience. And again, I'm live right now on Twitch playing the early open beta, and I have some other videos going up right now if you're interested in watching any more content. So you have those two options available. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. I'll let this one play out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Sector Foxtrot. Sector Alpha. Don't stop them. They'll take every sector. Roughly 50% of their resources. control of Sector Bravo. Our forces control most sectors. We got Sector Charlie.
Threat neutralized! I got you! Level stabilized! You're stable now! Keep moving! We got ammo!
They've tapped their reserves. This is their last shot. Their forces are dwindling.